She's nothing but a worn-out machine, 52 and barren. Her empire's mine once the heart attack hits. Richard's voice sliced through the cracked door, cold as steel, his phone pressed tight to his ear. Aisha's fingers clenched the silver tray, knuckles whitening against the polished edge. She froze in the hallway shadows, breath caught in her throat like a trapped scream. His laugh barked out, sharp and venomous. Stress from that tech throne she clings to? Perfect cover. No kids, no family. I'll remarry young, start fresh. That black maid won't suspect a thing. She's just hired help, invisible. Aisha's jaw locked, teeth grinding until pain shot through her skull. Invisible? Her pulse hammered, blood roaring in her ears. She had scrubbed these marble floors at dawn, polished every crystal chandelier until it gleamed like false promises. But now this man's words stabbed deeper than any oversight. Elena, her boss, the woman who commanded boardrooms with unyielding grace, was reduced to a disposable obstacle. Aisha's eyes burned, vision blurring as fury coiled in her chest. She shifted her weight, the tray tilting slightly, a faint clink echoing. Richard paused mid-sentence, his head snapping toward the door. "Hold on," he muttered into the phone, voice dropping to a hiss. She backed up a step, heart slamming against her ribs. How dare he plot this? Elena had trusted him, shared her empire's fruits, private jets, gala nights in Hollywood's glare. Aisha had seen it all in her 3 months here. Elena's late-night calls, her shoulders slumping under the weight of billions, yet always a quiet thank you for fresh coffee or pressed linens. And Richard? He lounged in silk robes, barking orders at Aisha like she was beneath notice. "Fetch my scotch, girl," he'd sneer, eyes raking over her uniform as if measuring her worth. Now this. Poison disguised as pills. A natural end for a woman who built everything from nothing. Aisha's fist tightened, nails digging into palms. She wasn't just any maid. Orphaned at 15, she clawed through foster homes in South LA, sending every spare dollar to her little brother in community college. Careful eyes, steady hands. That's what kept her alive. But this crossed into murder's shadow, Richard resumed, voice slick with greed. One dose in her evening tea. She'll collapse by midnight. Blame the board meetings, the endless emails. Clean. Quick. His footsteps paced closer to the door. Aisha's breath hitched. She couldn't run, couldn't scream. Not yet. Elena's heels clicked down the hall, approaching fast. Aisha's mind raced, options flashing like warning lights. Confront him? Flee? No. Protect. Elena's voice called out, warm but weary. "Richard? You in there?" The doorknob turned. Aisha's body moved on instinct, lunging forward just as Elena reached for it. Her hand clamped over Elena's mouth, firm but desperate. Elena's eyes widened, shock flashing like lightning. Aisha's whisper cut through, urgent and low. "Don't speak." Richard's voice droned on inside, oblivious. "Yeah, the maid brews her tea every night. Easy slip." Aisha held Elena still, their gazes locking. Trust or terror? Elena's body tensed, then softened slightly, confusion warring with instinct. Aisha's heart pounded. This was the break, the anomaly shattering the mansion's polished facade. Richard's plan hung in the air like poison gas, and Aisha knew. Silence now meant death later. Elena nodded faintly, her hand gripping Aisha's wrist. The door creaked wider. Richard's shadow loomed. "What the hell?" Elena's muffled growl vibrated against Aisha's palm, her nails digging into Aisha's wrist like claws. "Get off me, you!" Aisha pressed harder, eyes boring into Elena's, fierce and unyielding. "Shut it! Listen!" Her voice sliced low, a blade in the dim hall. Elena's body stiffened, fury flashing in her gaze. How dare this maid touch her, command her? But Aisha held firm, thumb sealing Elena's lips shut. Richard's words poured through the door crack, venom dripping. "The pills arrive tonight. Slip one in. Heart failure by dawn. That black girl handles her routines. Blame her if it goes south." Elena's eyes widened, shock ripping through her like a gut punch. Her grip on Aisha's arm loosened, then tightened in realization. Aisha's chest heaved, sweat beading on her forehead. Before this night, her world spun on quiet axes, rising at 4 a.m. in the sprawling Beverly Hills estate, dusting antique vases that cost more than her brother's tuition, folding linens with precision born from years of survival. Elena ruled it all, CEO of Thomson Tech, a fortress of innovation that powered half of Silicon Valley's gadgets. At 52, she commanded respect in tailored suits, her voice cutting through investor calls like a whip. But alone, she'd linger in the kitchen, sharing chamomile tea with Aisha, murmuring about lost dreams, the child she never had. "You're reliable," Elena once said, her smile faint. "In a world of sharks, that's rare." Richard? He lounged like a parasite, 55 and smug, his days filled with golf clubs and mistresses' texts. He'd snap at Aisha. "Hurry up with that coffee, girl," his eyes lingering too long, laced with disdain. "Know your place," he'd muttered once, when she caught him rifling Elena's desk. Aisha swallowed it, focused on the paycheck wiring hope to her brother in the crowded LA apartment. Orphaned young, she'd learned silence as armor, observation as weapon. But this ignited something primal. Elena's breath quickened under Aisha's hand, tears welling but unshed. She nodded once, sharp. Aisha released her slowly, finger to lips. Richard paced inside, phone still glued. No traces. Her empire's mine, jets, stocks, the whole damn thing. Baron bitch gave me nothing but chains. Elena's face crumpled, knuckles whitening as she clutched her necklace. A gold locket, empty of photos. Pain etched her features, raw and exposed. Aisha's own rage boiled. She'd seen Elena's exhaustion, the midnight emails, the hollow eyes after fertility clinic calls, trusted him, built with him, and now this betrayal, cold as the marble under their feet. Aisha mouthed the words, "Call police." Elena's hand trembled, pulling her phone from her pocket. Fingers flew across the screen, 911 silent mode. "Emergency," she typed, voice a ghost whisper when connected. "My husband plans to kill me. Send help now." The operator's questions buzzed back. Elena answered in hushed bursts, eyes locked on Aisha like an anchor. Aisha stood guard, ears straining for Richard's steps. Her mind locked on the goal. Expose him. Save her. No turning back. This spark lit the fuse. Richard hung up, humming a tuneless melody. His footsteps neared the door. Aisha's pulse thundered. Elena pocketed the phone, face hardening into resolve. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance, slicing the night. The mansion's peace was shattered forever, pulling them into the storm ahead. "You think you can touch me like that, you worthless?" Elena's whisper lashed out, her fingers clawing at Aisha's arm, nails drawing thin lines of blood. Aisha yanked her closer, eyes blazing. "Move! Now!" She shoved Elena toward the study door, her grip iron tight, refusing to let go. Elena stumbled, heels scraping marble, fury twisting her face into a mask of betrayal. "Who do you—" "Quiet!" Aisha hissed, slamming the study door shut behind them, the click echoing like a gunshot. Elena wrenched free, chest heaving, her fist raised as if to strike. But Aisha blocked her path, shoulders squared, breath ragged. "He's coming. Listen! Sirens!" Faint wails pierced the night, growing sharper. Elena's rage faltered, eyes darting to the window where blue lights flickered through distant palms. Her hand dropped, knuckles bruising white. You called them." Aisha nodded once, sharply. "Typed it. Your phone." She snatched Elena's device back, fingers flying to confirm the dispatch. Elena's jaw clenched, teeth grinding audibly. "How dare you decide for me? I'm the one—" "You're the target," Aisha cut in, voice a whip. She paced to the desk, yanking drawers open, searching for anything. A weapon, proof. Elena followed, her breath hot on Aisha's neck. "He's my husband. This could be—" "A joke?" Aisha spun, eyes narrowing to slits. "He said, 'Baron bitch. Pills in your tea.' My tea." Her fist balled, nails biting palms until blood welled. She'd brewed that chamomile every evening, a ritual of care. Steaming mugs under dim kitchen lights, Elena's tired sighs easing with each sip. Now poisoned trust. Elena's face drained, color fleeing like a thief. She sank against the wall, knees buckling slightly. God, he wouldn't. He would! Aisha's voice cracked like thunder, but she forced it steady. Footsteps thudded outside, Richard's, heavy and unhurried. Aisha's pulse spiked, adrenaline flooding her veins. She grabbed Elena's arm again, pulling her behind the heavy oak desk. Hide, cops are close. Elena resisted, yanking back. I'm not cowering like... Like what? Pray? Aisha's glare pierced, challenging. Elena's lips pressed thin, defiance warring with fear. She crouched finely, breath shallow. Aisha stood tall, ears straining. Richard's humming grew louder, a mocking tune that twisted her gut. She'd faced worse. Foster dads with wandering hands, bosses who spat, "Go back to the hood," when she asked for fair pay. But this? Guarding a billionaire from her own blood. Her brother flashed in her mind, his texts begging for books, her wages, his lifeline. Failure here meant ruin. The doorknob rattled. Elena gasped, hand flying to her mouth. Aisha stepped forward, body a shield, every muscle coiled. Stay down, she ordered, voice low and steel. Elena obeyed, tears streaking her cheeks. Silent fury building. Sirens screamed nearer, tires screeching on the drive. Richard paused outside, key scraping the lock. Aisha's heart hammered. Hold, just hold. The front gates groaned open, boots pounding gravel. Richard cursed under his breath, turning away. Aisha exhaled sharply, relief slicing through tension. Elena rose, gripping Aisha's shoulder. They're here. Her voice steadied, gratitude flickering amid the storm. But Aisha's eyes hardened. This was just the start. The hunt had begun. You meddling black bitch! Stay out of my business! Richard's roar exploded as he shoved the study door wide, his face contorted in rage, veins bulging like ropes on his neck. Aisha lunged forward, planting herself between him and Elena, her body an unbreakable wall. Back off! Her voice sliced cold, fists clenched so tight her arms shook. Richard's eyes narrowed to slits, stepping closer, breath reeking of scotch. Who are you to... She's mine to protect, Elena cut in, rising behind Aisha, her hand clamping Aisha's shoulder like Vicis. Richard laughed, a guttural bark, pointing a finger inches from Aisha's face. Protect? From what? You're just the help, scrubbing my floors. No, you're... Sirens blared deafeningly now, tires screeching to a halt outside. Boots thundered up the steps, front doors crashing open. Richard whipped around, color draining from his cheeks. What the... Aisha shoved him back a step, adrenaline surging, her glare locking his. Your words, your plan. Cops heard it all. Elena's grip tightened, her breath hot and ragged. You plotted my death, Richard. Pills, heart attack. I heard every damn word. He staggered, eyes darting wildly. Lies. You twisted it. You barren... Freeze! The lead cop burst in, gun drawn, badge flashing under the chandelier's harsh glow. Two more officers flanked him, hands on holsters. Richard raised his palms, sweat pouring down his temples. Officers, this is a misunderstanding. My wife, she's hysterical, and this Maid's stirring. Aisha stepped aside slightly, but her stance held firm, blocking any lunge. Check his phone, calls about poison. The cop's eyes flicked to her, then Richard. Hands where I can see them. Richard's arms trembled as he complied, fury twisting his lips. You believe her? Some inner city trash over me? Elena's voice cracked like ice. Cuff him! The officers moved in, one grabbing Richard's wrist, the click of handcuffs echoing sharply. He twisted, snarling at Aisha. You'll pay for this. This is your doing. Aisha fired back, chin lifted, voice steady as stone. Her heart pounded, but triumph flickered in her chest, his empire crumbling in real time. The cop yanked him straight, reading rights in a monotone drone. Conspiracy to murder. You're under arrest. Richard thrashed once, shoulder slamming into the doorframe, a guttural yell escaping. Elena watched, face pale but unyielding, tears carving silent paths down her cheeks. Aisha's knees weakened slightly, But she locked them, drawing breath deep. She'd crossed the line, from silent observer to frontline warrior. No retreating now. The media would swarm, questions flying like bullets. The officers dragged Richard out, his protests fading down the hall. "She's framing me! That maid's a liar!" Blue lights pulsed through the windows, illuminating Elena's trembling form. She turned to Aisha, eyes raw with unspoken debt. "You saved me." Aisha nodded, pulse still racing. Paramedics rushed in next, checking Elena's vitals, wrapping a blanket around her shoulders. Statements taken in clipped exchanges. Aisha's words precise, detailing every overheard threat. Richard's phone was seized, and logs were pulled on site. Elena signed off, her signature steady despite shaking hands. Aisha stood by, invisible no more, her role etched in official reports. The mansion buzzed with uniforms, flashlights cutting shadows. Elena gripped Aisha's hand once more, squeezing fiercely. "Stay with me through this." Aisha's resolve hardened further. No backing down. The arrest sealed it. Richard's threats would echo, but her stand marked the shift. As dawn crept in, Elena's lawyers arrived, briefcases snapping open. Aisha exhaled, knowing the battle lines drawn deeper, the real fight looming in courtrooms ahead. "You think some ghetto maid can bury me? She's lying, framing me for your twisted games." Richard's bellow echoed through the packed Los Angeles courtroom, his finger jabbing at Aisha on the witness stand, face purple with fury. Aisha's fists clenched under the wooden rail, nails carving crescents into her palms, blood warm and sticky. "I heard you, every word." Her voice cut sharply, but Richard's lawyer leapt up, slamming a fist on the table. "Objection! This woman's a fraud. Poor black girl sniffing for a payout. No credibility." The judge's gavel cracked down, eyes narrowing at the defense. "Sustained. Stick to facts." Elena, seated behind the prosecution, gripped the bench arm, knuckles bone white, her breath hitching in short bursts. Richard sneered across the aisle, leaning forward. "See? Even the court knows your place, Aisha. Scrub floors, not play hero." Aisha's jaw locked, teeth grinding until her temples throbbed. The lawyer circled her like a shark, firing questions rapid fire. "You eavesdropped? Invaded privacy? Motive? Jealous of wealth?" Aisha opened her mouth, but he sliced in. "Answer yes or no." "Yes, but—" "See, Your Honor? Admitted spy." The lawyer spun to the jury, arms wide. "This maid twists a joke into murder. My client? Loving husband, victim of a barren wife's paranoia." Elena surged halfway up, face flushing crimson. "You bastard! Bailiff!" the judge barked, hammer pounding. Elena sank back, chest heaving, tears stinging her eyes unshed. Aisha's pulse hammered, sweat slicking her back under the stiff blouse Elena had bought her. Flashbulbs popped from the gallery, reporters scribbling, whispers hissing like snakes. Black maid versus white mogul? Set up. Social media alerts buzzed on phones, hashtags exploding. Billionaire betrayal. Maid lies. Richard's team had leaked dirt. Aisha's foster records. Her brother's petty theft charge from years back. Unstable witness, the lawyer hammered. Motivated by greed. Aisha leaned forward, voice steel. He said barren bitch. Planned poison. But the lawyer interrupted again, waving papers. Deep fake audio. Tech glitch. Her company's own software could forge it. Jurors shifted, murmurs rising. Elena's lawyer objected, voice rising. Irrelevant. But the damage landed, doubt etching faces. Richard met Aisha's gaze, lips curling in triumph. You're done, girl. Back to the streets. Elena's hand trembled, reaching for water that spilled across her notes, ink bleeding like wounds. She locked eyes with Aisha, a silent plea flashing. Hold on. But pressure mounted. Anonymous calls to Aisha's phone at night. Drop it or else. Her brother texted fear. Cops at our door. False tip. Aisha's stomach knotted, fear coiling tight, but she straightened, refusing to break. The lawyer pressed closer. Admit it. You hate men like him. Resent the rich. I resent killers, Aisha shot back. But he laughed, cutting her off. Emotional, unreliable. The judge adjourned for recess, gavel final. Elena pulled Aisha aside in the hall, her grip bruising. They're destroying us. Aisha's breath caught, resolve cracking under the onslaught. Reporters swarmed, microphones thrusting. Maid, is it true you're after her fortune? Aisha shoved through, heart slamming. Richard watched from his seat, chained but smirking, his web tightening. Elena's shoulders slumped, defeat edging in. But Aisha's fire flickered. Not over yet, the noose drawing closer still. Fake, all of it. Your maid's cooking up deep fakes with your own tech. You conniving witch. Richard's accusation thundered across the courtroom, his chained hands slamming the defense table, eyes locked on Elena like daggers. The lawyer thrust forward, waving a forensic report high. Exhibit Z, audio manipulated. Glitches everywhere. This evidence crumbles. Jurors gasped, heads whipping toward Aisha on the stand, her face draining blood, fists twisting in her lap until bones ached. It's real, she spat, voice breaking steel. But the lawyer pounced. Real, or revenge from a bitter servant. Elena bolted up from her seat, chair scraping loudly. Lies, he said it. Poison, barren, all on tape. The judge's gavel hammered twice. Order, prosecution, control your witness. Elena's body shook, knees buckling as she sat, her hand clutching the rail, nails splintering wood. Richard leaned back, smirking viciously. See? Falling apart. That black girl's poison, not me. Aisha's chest constricted, breath ragged, fury boiling into nausea. The lawyer circled closer, firing. You claim kinship now? DNA test, rushed, flawed. Lab error screams fraud. Flash, Elena's earlier whisper in the hall. You feel familiar, like family lost. But now the report flashed on screen. Inconclusive, possible tampering. Jurors murmured, doubt spreading like fire. Aisha's eyes met Elena's, betrayal stabbing deep. You tested me, without asking. Elena opened her mouth, but the lawyer sliced in. Objection! Irrelevant! This daughter twist? Desperate grab for sympathy? The judge nodded. Sustained. Elena's face crumpled, shoulders slumping, tears carving hot trails. Aisha, I thought... Thought what? Use me. Aisha's voice cracked, fists pounding the stand once, pain shooting up her arms. The courtroom spun, reporters scribbling frantically, cameras clicking like gunfire, headlines already brewing. Maid's DNA hoax exposed? Aisha's world shattered. Her brother's calls flooded her mind. Sis, they're at my job, saying you're a con. Lost trust, lost safety. Elena is isolated on her bench, allies whispering retreat. We can't win this, her lawyer muttered, packing briefs. Richard laughed low, triumphant. At large by noon, you'll both rot. The judge recessed, but damage sealed. Aisha stepped down, legs leaden, crowd parting like she carried plague. Liar, a spectator hissed, shoulder-checking her hard. Aisha stumbled, catching herself on the rail, knuckles bleeding. Elena reached out, but Aisha jerked back. Don't. Pain etched Elena's features, raw and exposed, her empire's queen reduced to a beggar. Aisha's heart twisted, saved her, stood for her, now branded a thief. Bail hearing rushed. Defendant released. Insufficient proof. Richard stood free, cuffs snapping off, his grin a slash. Told you, streets for you, girl. Aisha's stomach dropped, bile rising. Elena collapsed in her seat, sobs choking out. It's over. Aisha backed away, isolation crushing, every gain evaporated. Her phone buzzed, threats pouring in. Quit or die. Brother's voicemail. I'm scared, sis. All lost, dignity stripped, bonds severed, justice mocking from the bench. Elena's eyes pleaded across the room, but Aisha turned, shoulders rigid, defeat's weight pressing down. Richard strode out, free air waiting, his shadow lengthening over them both. But in the hall's dim hush, Aisha's fist clenched tighter, a spark refusing total eclipse. You use me like trash, Some black pawn in your white queen's game. Aisha's shout ripped through the empty courthouse hall, her fist slamming into the wall, knuckles splitting open with a sharp crack of pain. Elena flinched back, hand outstretched but frozen midair, her face ashen, lips parting. Aisha, wait! No! Aisha whirled, eyes blazing with raw betrayal, chest heaving like a bellows. She stormed down the corridor, heels pounding echoes that chased her. Elena chased after, voice cracking. I didn't mean... The test was hope, not doubt. Aisha spun, shoving Elena's shoulder hard. Hope? You poked my blood without asking. Thought I'd steal your throne? Her voice broke, fists pounding her own thighs, bruises blooming under skin. Elena staggered, clutching her arm, tears flooding, unchecked. Please, you're all I have left. Aisha's laugh barked bitterly, throat raw. Left? You have billions. I have nothing. Brother hiding, job gone, name smeared. She sank against the cold wall, knees buckling, body curling tight. Pain throbbed in her chest, a vice squeezing breath. Elena knelt beside her, hand hovering. I trusted you, saved you. Saved? Aisha's head snapped up, glare piercing. You paraded me, loyal maid for headlines. Now, fraud. Her fingers dug into her scalp, pulling hair until roots screamed. Elena's sobs choked out, body rocking. Richard won, free laughing. Aisha's mind flashed. Foster nights alone, fists clenched against shouts of unwanted. Now this, exposed, broken. Her phone vibrated nonstop, threats slicing in. Die, liar. Brother's message, cops took me in. Your fault. She hurled the device, screen shattering against the tile. Elena reached for it, but Aisha slapped her hand away. Don't touch! Elena recoiled, palms up, voice a whisper. Forgive me! But Aisha curled tighter, shoulders shaking with silent heaves. Defeat crushed her. Stand tall for what? Justice mocked, bond severed. Elena rose slowly, backing away, her own frame crumbling. I'll fix this. Somehow. Aisha didn't look up, breath ragged, doubt gnawing deep. Hours blurred, alone in her cramped apartment, door bolted, fists pounding pillows until feathers flew. Mirror reflection stared back, eyes hollow, fists raw. Why fight? She muttered, voice hoarse. Elena's calls rang unanswered, voicemails pleading, come back. But silence answered, isolation's weight pressing. Aisha paced, nails raking arms, drawing red lines. Give up? Run? Her brother's face haunted, scared eyes in photos. For him, she growled, but resolve wavered, abyss yawning wide. Elena's mansion echoed empty that night, her pacing relentless, fists clenched against her chest. Lost her, lost everything. Tears soaked sleeves, body collapsing on the floor, sobs wrenching free. Richard's smirk replayed, victory's sting fresh. Barren fool, his words echoed. She clutched the locket, empty as her womb, regret knifing deep. Doubt assaulted. Was the test wrong? Or me? Fists hammered the carpet, pain grounding her. Abandon the case? Hide? But Aisha's face flashed. Fierce guardian turned wounded. I broke her. Elena's breath hitched, body trembling. Surrender loomed, darkness swallowing. Yet in the quiet, a faint pull tugged. Truth buried, waiting. You're my blood, you ungrateful slum rat. Denying it won't change the DNA. Elena's voice shattered the apartment door as she pounded it with her fist. Knuckles raw and bleeding, her face pressed close, eyes wild with desperate fire. Aisha flung the door open, body blocking the frame, fists clenched at her sides. Lies! Another test to trap me? Her shove sent Elena stumbling back into the hall, breath exploding in harsh gas. Elena caught herself, thrusting a crumpled paper forward. Read it. Lab fixed the error. Positive match. You're mine. Lost at birth. Aisha snatched the sheet, eyes scanning lines, hands trembling until the paper crinkled. Impossible. You abandoned... I hid you, Elena cut in, stepping closer, grip iron on Aisha's arm. Young, scared, family pressure, mixed race scandal in 90s America. Gave you up to protect. But familiar, your eyes, hands. Aisha's knees buckled, body sliding down the wall, paper clutched like a lifeline. Elena knelt, face inches away. Regret ate me alive. Barren after. Punishment. Aisha's breath hitched, fist pounding the floor once. Pain grounding her surge of fury. Why now? After using me? Elena's hand cupped Aisha's chin, forcing eye contact. Truth hits hard. Your daughter, not a pawn. We fight together. Tears mixed on their cheeks, Elena's thumb wiping Aisha's roughly. Aisha jerked away but was weaker, cracking. Richard walks free. We lost. Not yet, Elena snarled, pulling Aisha up by the shoulders, grip bruising. New audio analysis, clean, undeniable. Plus this, she tapped the DNA report. Proves your loyalty blood deep, no greed. Aisha's eyes widened, resolve flickering back, chest expanding with fresh air. Jury sees motive pure. Elena nodded sharply, pulling Aisha into a fierce hug, bodies colliding. Forgive him later. Crush him first. Aisha's arms wrapped back, tight, strength returning in waves. For us. Family. Elena's sob muffled against her shoulder. Yes, reopen the case tomorrow. Aisha pulled back, chin lifted, fire reignited. Plan. Hit court hard. Expose all. Elena's grin flashed grim. Witness stand. Together. No mercy. Aisha's pulse steadied, hands steadying Elena's. Lesson burned deep. Blood binds, betrayal forges steel. They stood linked, eyes locked in shared fury. Brother's call buzzed. Aisha answered, voice firm. Safe now. We're winning. Elena nodded, plan solidifying. That's the thing that comes after victory. But first, the final strike loomed, shadows retreating as light pierced through. You're finished, you barren thief. Stealing my life, now my freedom with your bastard spawn. Richard's venom spat across the reopened courtroom, his body lunging against the bailiff's grip, chains rattling like death knells, eyes boring into Elena and Aisha side by side on the stand. Aisha surged forward, slamming her palm on the witness rail, knuckles cracking wood. Spawn, she's your blood's end. Mine starts here. Elena gripped her arm, pulling her back, but Aisha shook free, glare locked on Richard. Audio's clean now, no fakes. Jury hears your poison plot raw. Richard's lawyer bolted up, finger jabbing. Objection. This daughter reveal? Emotional ploy. Overruled, the judge barked, gavel smashing down. Elena leaned in, voice slicing cold. Play it. The prosecutor hit the button. Richard's recorded hiss filled the room. Barren bitch, pills and tea, heart stops. Jurors recoiled, faces twisting in disgust. Richard thrashed, chains yanking him back. Edited, lies from that black. Silence. The judge's roar cut him short. Aisha's chest heaved, fist balled, nails drawing blood from palms. Admit it. Greed ate you. Richard's eyes bulged, spit flying. Admit? You invaded, spied. Like the trash you... Elena's hand shot up, interrupting. Trash? She's my flesh. DNA seals it. She thrust the report forward, pages fluttering. The lawyer snatched it, scanning frantically. Irrelevant. Motive. Motive pure. Aisha fired, voice steel. Saved her life. No payout chase. Jurors nodded, murmurs rising. Richard collapsed in his seat, breath ragged, fury draining to panic. Margaret, wait, Elena. Mercy. Mercy? Elena's laugh barked sharply, stepping closer to the barrier. You plotted my grave. For jets? Youth. Her fist clenched, knuckles whitening. Aisha flanked her, shoulder to shoulder, united front unbreakable. The prosecutor circled Richard. Confess, or jury buries you. Richard's head dropped, sobs wrenching free. Fine, I planned it. Greed won. Gasps erupted, cameras flashing wildly. The judge's gavel hammered an order. Guilty, 15 years. Richard's body slumped, chains dragging as bailiffs hauled him up. You witches ruined me. Aisha's grip on Elena tightened, triumph surging but tempered. Elena turned, eyes meeting hers. We did it. Aisha nodded, pulse steadying. But Elena's face softened. Now, forgive? Aisha's jaw tightened, teeth grinding. After court, visit him. Elena squeezed back, resolve shared. Richard's final glare burned as doors swung shut behind him, defeat sealed. Elena exhaled sharply, turning to Aisha. New start, for us. Aisha's chin lifted, fire banked but alive. The courtroom cleared, echoes fading, but their bond forged stronger in the fire. Elena's lawyers swarmed, papers signing a victory. Aisha signed too, hand steady. Prison next. Elena nodded grimly. Face him, end it. The drive loomed, confrontation's edge sharpening ahead. You don't deserve my gaze, you backstabbing leech. Crawling back to gloat with your secret mutt? Richard's snarl cut through the prison visitation glass, his fists pounding the counter, chains clanking as his eyes drilled into Elena and Aisha seated opposite, faces inches from the barrier. Elena leaned forward, palm flat against the cold pane, her voice ice sharp. Gloat? I came to free you. From hate. Aisha flanked her, chin high, glare matching his. Hate you, bread? Greed's chains. Richard's laugh rasped bitterly, leaning in. Free? After locking me up? That black? Enough! Aisha snapped, fist slamming her side of the glass, vibration echoing. She's withdrawing charges. Divorce papers here. Elena slid the documents under the slot, her hands steady despite the tremble in her fingers. Richard's eyes widened, snatching them, pages crumpling in his grip. Why? Mercy for a killer? Elena's jaw tightened, teeth grinding audibly. Not for you, for me. Bitterness poisons. Let go. Aisha's hand rested on Elena's shoulder, squeezed firmly. Start over, 500,000 wired, no more. Richard's body slumped, sobs wrenching free, head bowing. Undeserved, after I plotted your end. End? Elena's voice cracked steel. You failed, we rise. She stood, pulling Aisha with her, their linked arms unbreakable. Richard clutched the papers, tears streaking. Forgive. Really? Aisha met his gaze, unyielding. Peace wins. Use it. They turned, footsteps echoing down the sterile hall, leaving him broken behind bars. Elena exhaled sharply outside, gripping Aisha's hand. Done. Aisha nodded, pulse settling. Months blurred into new rhythms, Elena adopting her officially, papers signed in a quiet office, hugs fierce amid tears. Daughter, Elena whispered, locket now holding Aisha's photo. Aisha's life shifted. University halls in UCLA, books heavy in arms, lectures on business firing her mind. Classmates whispered at first, Billionaire's Maid kid? But Aisha's grades silenced them, top marks etched in stone. Elena beamed at graduation, cap tossed high, her cheers loudest. Boardrooms followed, Aisha at Elena's side in Thompson Tech, files crisp, presentations slicing doubts. Account lead, Elena announced, hand on Aisha's back. Colleagues nodded in respect, no more shadows. Johnson entered then, tall engineer, eyes kind, their first meeting in a conference hall sparking. You're fierce, he said, smile warm. Dates followed, laughter shared over coffee, his hand in hers steady. Proposal on a beach bluff, ring glinting. Wedding extravagant, Elena walking her down the aisle, tears flowing. My girl, she choked. Years ticked. Aisha's belly swelled, birth fierce in a sunlit room, baby girl's cry piercing. Amara, Aisha named her, Johnson's arms wrapping them tight. Elena cradled the infant, sobbing joyfully. Granddaughter, dream real. Mansion halls filled with coups, toys scattering, peace settling deep. Aisha rose higher, executive suite, decision sharp, empire shared. Elena retired partly, mentoring with pride. You built this too. Richard's letters came. Remorse scrawled, new life humble. Thanks, one read. Aisha burned the edge once but filed it away. Forgiven, she muttered. Brother thrived, degree framed. Their calls laughter-filled. Aisha stood tall now. No maid's uniform, but suits command and souk. Elena's eyes met hers daily, bonded iron. Loyalty saves, Elena said. Aisha squeezed back. Family endures. Amara's giggle echoed, circle complete, scars faded into strength. Peace reigned, lessons etched, forgiveness frees, truth triumphs over the divide. In the end, this tale reminds us that true loyalty and forgiveness can shatter barriers of betrayal, class, and prejudice, forging unbreakable bonds of family and justice from the ashes of deceit. What do you think? Has loyalty ever saved you, or have you found strength in forgiveness? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. See you at the next one.